In this tutorial, I'm going to review ComfyUI running the Wan 2.2 TI2V 5B model for video generation. Before we begin, quick reminder, I do a live stream every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. You're free to join the live chat. Post anything about programming or lifestyle topics. As you can see with the article, there's a direct link to the live stream. If you don't want to go that route, you can simply watch this video. It's also embedded in the article. Also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. That helps the channel grow and helps other people who are looking for tutorials just like this one or you want to learn. I'd like to thank everybody who subscribed so far this month. Keep it up. I'm very happy with the way things are going, and it really motivates me to make tutorials just like this one, just for you guys. Now, this is one of those rare tutorials where it's also something I'm interested in, meaning that I'd like to share information, even if it's just most of the tutorials I do is just for beginner levels. Like, I found things interesting, so I share. But this is one which I also I'm still learning myself, so it makes me very interested in a tutorial like this one today. Okay, so as you know, I'm going to use ComfyUI, and so my mouse here. Okay, there we go. I'm going to use ComfyUI. So the reason I chose ComfyUI is because I tried to run other clients and they were very, very heavy. And one thing, when I was doing research, I always found people who had lower spec machines than I do, or lower spec RAM, or lower spec graphics. They were able to run using ComfyUI, and I was so surprised because everybody said, oh, you need like 128 gigs of RAM, 3 or 4 very high expensive high-end graphics cards. That's not true. I was able to actually do things very simply with ComfyUI. Okay, so Wan 2.2 TI2V 5B. The 5B obviously stands for the parameter size, and the TI stands for text. It's basically it's based on text, so meaning that it's text to image generation. That's what it basically means, text to image generation. Of course, this one, the to video, meaning that you input your text and it will then output as a video. So that's what this TI2V stands for, in case you do not know. It's a pretty interesting name. All right. So again, I said I'm going to use ComfyUI. So ComfyUI is obviously open source. It's available on GitHub. And this model, the Wan 2.2 TI2V 5B, it's also open source. It's also on GitHub. You can download it from Hugging Face and other places. And the license for the model is Apache 2.0 license. So making it accessible for both personal and commercial use. So that's very important. Some of you guys have done tutorials on licenses. So I've not done any proprietary licenses, but I'm sure you get a lot. Any license that restricts your freedoms is not open source. What that means is, for example, if you ever have to sign a EULA, that's not open source because they're restricting your freedom. So for example, here you see I can use this for both personal use and commercial use. So most of the use I'll be using this model for will be most likely I'll be testing a bunch of stuff myself. I doubt I'll do anything commercial from it, but I would like that option because I might, but I seriously doubt I'll be doing that. But I'm saying is I don't want those type of restrictions. Some other models, even though they put the source out there, the source code out there, they restrict you on so you can't generate things which are not safe for work or something like whatever that means. So that's also another restriction. That also makes them not open source. I hope you guys understand why I do use open source. So going back to the license here, it's free to use, meaning you can use the model for personal commercial use. I already explained that, without needing permissions. You can modify and distribute, allowed to modify the model and share your modified versions. If you do distribute, the restriction is that you must provide a copy of the license and credit the original authors. So that's an Apache 2.0 license. I don't mind doing that. And the patent grant, meaning the Apache 2.0 license includes a patent grant, meaning contributors cannot sue you for using patented technology that's part of the model. And there's no warranty. So this means the model comes without any warranty. You're using it at your own risk, but the flexibility and power it provides are worth it for many developers. So this means that obviously if it doesn't work well, if it crashes, you're not going to, it's not up to the original authors to fix that. It's open source. So that's obviously the freedom that you get is worth it, at least for me. By being released under the Apache 2.0 license, this model, the Wan 2.2 TI2V 5B, encourages collaboration and innovation within the open source community, which leads to faster improvements and wider accessibility. So for example, one of the reasons why this type of models are pretty easy to use with something like ComfyUI is because they're open source, meaning that maybe some ComfyUI contributors or people who actually use it can look at the code and they can suggest improvements. So it's very collaborative. That is actually true. That's why it works extremely well. All right, so to get started with this, first you need to have Python at least 3.8 installed. I think I have 3.14 or 3.13 installed. I'm using Fedora 42. So what I did is I already set up an Python virtual environment. You don't have to use a virtual environment, but I prefer to use a virtual environment because sometimes there's applications, they might want a specific dependency, which is maybe at a particular version. So remember, one of the reasons I'm not using things like Easy Diffusion or Automatic 111 is because they had specific, they were hard coded to use specific ROC so that's a problem, because I said I installed mine from the Fedora repository, so there's very, very up to date. So that was a problem. So that's what I'm saying, there will be major conflicts, dependency hell as they call it. So that's why it's always better to use a virtual environment. Okay, I have a comment from Apex Indian Boy. I do remember if it says, hello sir, I have a question. If you make a tutorial website and site contains a lot of sub navbar list where we see the topics, so is it need to type manually a lot of data or if about the topic? I'm not sure what you mean. If the site contains a lots of sub bar, I'm guessing you're meaning the navigation bar list where we see this. So is this necessary to type manually a lot of data or about? Well, if you can use I'm not sure if you're talking about if it's generating. If it's generating it, you can just use a for loop. You can use a loop, and you can just write, maybe depending what language you're using, it could be, for example, if it's PHP, it could be like 3 lines of code, and then that will populate your navbar for you. For example, like WordPress, that one has a built-in function to to grab what you want to put in the menu bar and put it there. If you want to do it manually, yes, you need to write a lot of code. But I'm saying even manually, for example, I've done something in JavaScript where you just create an array, you put the lists there, and then with the JavaScript in some type of a loop, you can just populate it that way. You can do it that way as well. All right, back here, after you create the virtual environment, you can install the dependencies. You can see pip install -r requirements, and then it will install everything that's needed for ComfyUI. So ComfyUI will be done. I've already done this because I've seen ComfyUI before. Now for this one, the Wan 2.2 TI2V 5B repository. So the model, for ComfyUI, you have to grab the models manually. There's something sometimes you can do it in the UI, but what I've found is if you get them yourself manually, it's much faster. For example, you tell you put this here, put this here, put here, just follow the instructions, and you'll be done. So for example, here you can clone it. I can't remember what I did. I think I did clone it from the GitHub repository, and then what I did was what did I do here? Oh, this is for ComfyUI as well. I can't remember how I installed it, but you guys saw how I installed it. Yeah, so then I said you can, oh yeah, the Hugging Face. You can also get it from Hugging Face, or I said you can get the model from the GitHub repository or other sources, and you just follow. For example, you just follow the instructions. ComfyUI will tell you put this here, put this here, put here, and just follow the instructions. That's what I think I did a live tutorial of this as well. Or there's another model I did, yeah. So as you can see here, and then if you want to do it manually, you can open up the ComfyUI settings and I'll put it there as well. So I'll show you how to do a second. So as you guys know, I have a spare partition where I created all of these. So this spare, it was a spare SSD. So I wasn't using it. So what I decided to do, I started to put all the AI stuff. You see here it's called AI. I put all the AI stuff, related stuff in here. For example, you can see the models, ComfyUI, and I also put Podman stuff in here just to save up some space. And then this is the environment. So I called Rockham because I was actually going to use it for, what is it, easy diffusion or automatic. So all that stuff is there, all the dependencies are there. This works extremely well for basically all the AI stuff. And this one is the cooler control. I'm going to need this because remember my AMD Instinct MI60 32 gig VRAM dedicated card doesn't come with any cooling system, so I'm using a fan shroud. So I need to manually control the temperatures, which is perfectly fine. I prefer controlling them manually because I have a script here, but I've never used it because the script will not be able to keep up. Okay, so I'm gonna start the cooler control first, and then I'm gonna show you how I run the ComfyUI. So I'm gonna drop to the terminal here. Just to show you everything. So I'm going to clean this up first. Okay, I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. So the first thing we do is I need to run this as a super admin user. So I'm going to just do sudo. It's an app image. So then I'll just type in my password. And I'm going to zoom out here a little bit. So this is the cooler. We're definitely going to need the cooler. And you see the port number we need is 11987. So I'm going to take this out of the way for a second. I'm going to open up the web browser and we go here. So I'll put it here. So if you remember, it was there we go. That's the one. 11987. So I'm going to show this for people who are on a vertical screens. So again, I have an AMD 5600 GT with the G stands for obviously integrated graphics. So as you can see, the temperature it's pretty low. Wow, I'm actually blown away that the GPU is actually 43. So that means it's actually getting it's very cool in here. I haven't turned on the heater yet. And this is the integrated one. You see it's 37, so we don't need the integrated one. And the CPU, I don't care about that. The one we're going to care about is this one, System Fan 2, this one here. This is the one that this is the fan shroud that controls the temperatures for this guy here. This is the dedicated one. So what I've noticed is I need to put it at 50%, which is about 8,000 RPMs. When things are running, because when you're generating video or any AI stuff, the temperatures go up to 100 degrees plus. So one time I showed you guys it went up to 512 degrees. Luckily nothing melted, but I learned my lesson. So as I said, it goes up in an instant. So it's always better to get this, be ready with this one. So I'm going to pull this out of here for a second. Next, I'm going to show you how I start ComfyUI. Oh, before I start ComfyUI, I just remembered something. So you see here in ComfyUI, what ComfyUI does is it you see it has models. So you follow along where it will tell you to put the models. It will tell you when you get a model, it will tell you put it here, put it here, put it here. So you just follow along and put it in the proper place. For example, like video stuff, I think I usually VAE. See, VAE stands for video. You see the Wan 2.2 VAE safe sensors are there. And then I think this approximate, sometimes you have to put it in here. You see the model.pt. So you just follow instructions and put it where it's supposed to, where it tells you to put it. Just follow instructions, very, very simple. And for typical models, just what do you call it, just images, you usually have, I think it's diffusers or something like that. Yeah, see diffusers as well. You can see here the Wan 2.2 TI2. Yeah, see another safe sensors FP16. I say just follow the instructions. All right. Now with that said, let's go back here. This is not needed anymore, so I'm just going to minimize this. But you guys saw the ROCOM. W3 school. I saw like introduction, how to use PHPs in the topics. Contains the developer typed or manually, but in this case we create a lot of pages. Yeah, so I'm replying to Apex India boy. So yeah, so as I said before, you can store the content in a database and then use something like PHP to grab the content. You can for example, the header and footer rarely change. So those could be static if you want, or again you can generate maybe something specific. Like for example, when you visit some pages and every page has like a different banner. Yeah, it's the same code. The only thing is grabbing something from an array or a database and placing it in there. So yeah, it's yes. So yes, you do need to create a lot of pages, but I'm saying is that some information like the header and the footer, they stay pretty much the same on all pages, so you don't need to regenerate that manually. I mean, you can, but when you're a programmer, you try to find not shortcuts, but a more efficient way of doing things. So yeah, so I still recommend you use a database. If you want to do it manually to learn, yeah, sure, you can go and do that. For example, pages in about 20 years ago, like in the 90s, early 2000s, they were just static pages, just static HTML pages, and you could just click. Remember I showed you yesterday how you click, you go to a different page. That's what they were. If you want to learn, go ahead, do it that way. But I'm saying you learn very quickly that a lot of information is very similar. So for example, here's a simple one. You might have a theme. I'm talking about color theme. Maybe you want your hyperlinks to be green. Here, if we go back here to the article here, I'll show you here. So for example, you see this is green, this has a background color. So I'm saying is those are the type of things where no, these days in fact pure HTML pages will load much faster than anything else. If you use PHP, that just slows them down a little bit. You don't need to use SQL. I said if you let's say you have 10 pages, they'll be much faster if you're just loading up 10 pages than using a platform like say WordPress or even using PHP. But what I'm saying is that something like PHP will speed up your and SQL if you have things which are going to be repetitive. It will speed up because instead of hard coding stuff, it will grab parts of it and put it there. That's what I mean. So the person who's going to decide what's the best for you is you. If you have the time and you want to create 100 static pages, go ahead. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying that if you're a programmer, before you start coding, I always tell people this, before you start coding, think about the future. You might have time now to create 100 pages, but in a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, are you going to have the time to maintain those 100 pages? You see my point? So that's what I'm saying is that also think about the future. Who's going to maintain all of this? You could have 10 people now. Are you going to have those 10 people in the future? You might not. So just be aware of that. And I say when you actually start coding, you then realize, oh, you know what, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. That's when you realize, okay, now I need to, I need to find a way to stop all this and make it easier for me to maintain this. So that's my thinking. So if you're ready to start coding, go ahead, start coding, man. I'm saying it'll come to you when you start doing it. And I said, speaking of that, yesterday I actually created 2 courses on YouTube. I took the stuff I did last year for Python and for JavaScript. So if you want, in the courses, you can click courses and it will show you there. You can actually go and get the course. You can go get the courses. So I was trying to do the same thing for PHP. But the PHP one, I don't know what I did last year. I think maybe I just talked about it. I didn't actually create. So maybe this year I've actually created some. So that might be easier for you. Actually, this year I just created some PHP. I created some PHP stuff. So in case you guys are wondering who I'm talking to Alex, Indian boy here. He's asking some questions. So I'll show you here. Very recently I created what did I create here? I created something that grabs stuff from the database, so you can take a look at that. Well, I know it was pretty recently, not too long ago. Yeah, this one, the to-do list. Take a look at this to-do list. Very simple. You can edit, you can delete, you can update. This is one of the simplest things you can do. Very, very simple. It has database. I'm using MariaDB, but you can use MySQL. You can follow along with that. So that's a very simple thing. You just repeat over and over again. And then before that, I think I created, let me see here. I think I created a PHP MVC, little pedo. Yeah, and then there's this one here. You see PHP pedo for custom CRUD MVC app. So I created one here. I didn't use any frameworks like Laravel or Tempest or Aroa here. This one is just pure PHP. So here's another one. You can follow along with this one as well. There's also, I did this in live stream as well. You see here, I created the controllers, the database config. You can use that one as well. You don't need, I said before, you don't need to use a database. If you want to do it just static HTML files, you can. Look at the stuff I was doing yesterday. It was just static HTML. You can do that as well. You can click it or go to another page, a link. That's what the links do. You can do it that way. I suggest if you want to learn, just do it what you're comfortable with, what you know right now, which is just pure HTML. Just do pure HTML. Then later on, you can convert that HTML into something like with PHP or with a database. Just do what you're comfortable now. All the skills you have right now, even when you're doing those pages, they will still be important when you move to a framework or you create your own framework. Don't worry about it. Just get started. Don't beat yourself up. Just get started. Just start. Don't worry about database. Don't worry about PHP. If you know HTML, just get started. Just do HTML. I said, look what I did yesterday. That's simple enough. Just do it that way. And then if you keep on watching my videos, you will learn how to do things like this. For example, I'm working on yesterday we did the upload, right? We did the upload one, and in the future I'm going to show you how to take that code and create like an Ajax upload. So Ajax upload will be a little bit more advanced, but the concepts are still the same. It's just an HTML form, right? So just as long as you keep it up, you'll be fine. Just get started. Don't beat yourself over it. Okay, so where was I here? All right, back to the command line here. Right. All right, so clear. All right, so then I'm just gonna go to the ComfyUI folder, and you just type source, then dash because I need to go back to find the ROCOM, the virtual environment. Then you type bin, then activate. So this activates my the Python virtual environment. So now here we already installed stuff, so I don't need to type the pip -r requirements. I'll show you that right now. You see in the ComfyUI, it has a requirements file. This one right here. See, this is a requirements file. So then it will install everything that's needed. For example, I said I installed Rocom on Fedora from the Fedora repos, so it didn't need to install it because it detected. That's another thing I liked about ComfyUI. So then after that, you just type Python. Obviously, you need to have Python installed, and then I believe it's main. Yeah, it's main. So you press enter, and then this is going to run. You see, I'm going to zoom out a little bit here, so you can see everything that it's going to do. So it's going to it's going to update itself if it needs to, and then you see detected my RAM. As I was saying before, I don't get the entire RAM because some RAM is reserved for the the integrated graphics, and we have so these errors are here because this stuff was based on CUDA. That's NVIDIA. Obviously, I don't have a NVIDIA driver. I'm not going to do any audio. If I do audio, I'll just do it myself, or I'll figure out a way to do this. Now you see it gives me a URL, and the URL is 18. The port number is 8188. You can change that, but I'll leave it as the default. So we can go here. I'm going to split this because I don't want to be going back and forth. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to split this one here. Oops. I'll tear this off. What can I tear? Oh yeah, there we go. I want to tear this off, and I want to put this one here. So we go to 127.0.0.0 localhost :8188, and then this is the ComfyUI. You see, by default, it has ComfyUI uses nodes. Can you explain something about database this time? Need to know about database. Okay, so Alex is asking about that. You don't need to know anything about databases. So I said you just do everything pure HTML. Later on, when you're ready, then you can convert some of that code into the database to pull it. But you do not need it. You can just do everything just pure HTML. You don't need the database. The database is important if you, for example, if you want to store information, like for example, people logging in. Like I just showed you that if you want to learn about how to use databases, this here. This I said I do have this one, the structure, and then I also had the other one which I showed you, which I just did. Was it yesterday? Oh yeah, the one we did yesterday. That one about the to-do list. The to-do list is one of the simplest things because you want to store information into a database. If you don't need to store information, like for example login credentials or anything, you don't need a database. You can just work without a database. So do not think that you need a database. You don't need a database. I created an entire course, for example, and I've created games without needing the need of a database. So you don't need a database, except if you're going to store information such as login, or for example like a to-do list. You want to store. You could also store it into a simple file as well. So I've done tutorials. That was obviously for Python. I didn't do it for PHP. You know what? I think I'll do a PHP course later this year, and I'll do one for. I need to update one for JavaScript and Python. So maybe I'll do that next year. So what I'm telling you is, if you want to learn, if you go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com. You just type Django shop. I know you guys are already there, but I'm just. You see here when you go to. Why does it hide things? I dislike when it does. Okay, I think I have to go to. Yeah, here we go to channel. You see, I have courses. So I created specific courses here. I have the Learning Python 2024 and Learning JavaScript 2024. Now I also have playlists. So if you go to my playlists here, I have a whole bunch of stuff here. For example, you can go to PHP. You see there's PHP playlist, there's HTML5, there's CSS. So there's a lot of this is in playlists. Okay, so these are courses. So there's a difference. So you can learn a lot of stuff. If you want to learn more, I have a lot of stuff there especially in HTML5, which looks like that's what you actually need. So just go to HTML5, you can learn there. And I said if you want to learn about PHP, I have a lot of stuff. For example, if you go to PHP, where's PHP here? There's PHP, this one here. Hope it doesn't play. As you can see, the to-do list, that's a more recent one, and then this multiple file upload that's upcoming pretty soon. And there's a lot more stuff. For example, where's the other is this PHP? You see, building your, oh no, that's a framework. That's another one. So I said there's a lot of stuff here for you to learn. And let me see here. I'm looking for something that doesn't have a framework. Okay, that's a little bit complicated. Yeah, here we go. See, MySQL and Pido. You asked me if to explain something about databases. Here we go. This is a good one. You see, Pido extension, MySQL improved extension. So these tutorials, those will help you there. So if you want, I said just go there and just PHP MySQL, PHP Pido extension, and Pido MySQL improved extension. They're right there. All those will help you understand databases. And I said there's a lot of stuff. There's also short versions of those videos as well, so you should be able to learn everything you need. Hope that helps you, Apex. If you want some further tutorials, I said you can contact me. Use the contact form, or I'll be happy to help you and answer any questions one-on-one. If you, but I'm saying that do not beat yourself. Just get started, man. If you're comfortable with HTML, just start doing the HTML. You're going to need it anyway, so go ahead. All right, so back to the tutorial here. We have ComfyUI. So one of the problems is, you see here, because I was generating images, the width is set to 280 by 704. That's going to take a very long time. So I'm going to drop this down to 512. And I'm going to change this one also to 512. I'm going to leave the length at 120, 121, and the frames, let's go here. Oops. Come on. And you see the frames are set to, the steps are 20. What is the frame rate? FPS is set to 24. So I'm going to leave it at 24. Actually, you know what? I'm going to drop this down because I'm going to set it to 20. I'm going to set it to 20 because I want this to go fast. So, and it's going to save the video into the videos folder of our output. So, oops, that's fine. And you can see here, you see it's using that model. It says VAE, and you see it automatically detected that. So, and then here I left it as default. So it says low content in retro 1970s style subway station, and street musician plays in dim colors and rough textures. He wears an old jacket, playing guitar with focus. Commuters hurry by and a small crowd gathers to listen. The camera slowly moves right, capturing the blend of music and city noise, with old subway signs and moated walls in the background. And here there's some, I'm guessing it's kanji characters here. So I did translate this. It is just, it says negative prompt. So it was saying things which shouldn't be in there. So obviously you can put, I guess, simplified Chinese or any language you want, it will detect it. So that's pretty nice. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit run. And then I'm going to switch over to, hit run. Yeah, it should queue up. Did it queue up? It's hard to tell here if it queued up. Let me actually go to the command line and see if it did queue up. No, it looks like it did not queue up. Okay, I probably didn't press the return. And so I'm going to click it now. Okay, there we go. Oh, it says 2. Oops. I need to remove one of these. Let me actually stop this. I'll remove the queue, delete tasks. Okay, I don't know why it says running. I might have to restart this. Okay, I think I have to okay, there we go, cancelled. Finally. Okay, there we go, no tasks found. Okay, great. So I'm gonna hit run. Let me just check the command line, everything is okay. Prompt okay, interrupted, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna try it again. Hit run. You see one is in queue. Yeah, so it's gonna be loading. Now the temperature is gonna start whipping right up. You see it's already at 54. I didn't even do anything, already at 54. So what I usually do is I set this to, I said 50%. And then I'm gonna hit this. This is fine too, yes. You see the temperature is already 65. I can really feel hot in here. It goes really, really fast. You see, in a blink of an eye, even before I hit click, the temperature is already at 67, and it jumps over 100 very, very quickly. So I'm gonna leave this at 50%. You see, it's already 70%. It's gonna go to about 80. Yeah, I could feel the heat just coming out of the workstation. So there we go. So I can look at the prompt here, and subscriber also told me that if you actually look up here, you see it says 55%, 10%. Okay, so hopefully this doesn't take too long. When I tried to run the 1281, it took a very long time, and I think it actually crashed. So while this is going, hopefully it doesn't take too long. He told me by default it also does 2 passes. So we can check. Yeah, you see the temperature is. If you see the temperature up here, for people on a vertical screen, I can show this to you. See here, it's 75. That's why I bumped it up to 50% here. So you can see I had to bump it up to 50 here. 50%. It's 8571. This is the GPU. Look at the GPU temperatures here. The GPU temperatures went up so quickly that they even started hitting the CPU as well. Okay. So I'm using System Fan 2, and this is the sensor NCT6687. Alright, so while that is going on there, and you can tell here when it's running, we can also check down here. You see it's at 20%, so this will have to go so it loaded the model very quickly. That's actually pretty fast. And then this will have to go to, I said it will go to 20, that's not, I mean 100%. Then about a minute, well, that was for the 12, that was at the HD, so this should go much faster. But remember, I left it at 121, which is at 20 frames per second. I haven't done the math, but you guys get it. So I think I don't know how long it will take, but it shouldn't take as long as the other one. So you can read all the output here. Obviously the V stands for video. That's simple enough. And it's using torch float 16. Okay, there's no CUDA. I say CUDA 0. I said I don't have CUDA. I'm using AMD Instinct MI60, 32 gigs of HB M2 memory. I want to show you my my system here as well. The resources, you can see it's using a little bit of CPU, but that could also be because of OBS, because I'm also recording. Oh, by the way, I'm also using the GPU to record the video as well. And you see the memory here, it uses very low memory. So if you have 16 gigs of RAM, I guess you could run this. Some people have seen that been able to run it on 8 gigs. I don't know how on a laptop. I don't know how they're doing. They must be using a lot of swap space as well. And what else? So there we go. Okay, so Apex asked a question. I don't know if you want me to read that out. I won't read it out to you, but when you're free, can you have free time? Can you Sure, no problem. I can do that. If you know, I do have times usually in the morning, at least my time here Eastern. So if you want, I said if you send me a note, that'll be no problem. Right now I'm a little bit busy because I have to look after the chickens. I'm trying to finish up what do you call it? I'm trying to finish up my shed outside as well, storage shed. They have a lot of tools inside the house, so I'm moving those tools in the shed. They've been inside the house, so the parts like in the living room, I can't clean that because it's just full up of tools, you know, like the weed whacker, stuff like that, which I really don't want in the house. So that's why I'm building the shed. All that stuff will go there. The chicken feed will go there, and it will be much easier for me, and I'll be able to clean there, and should have a little bit more time. I said if you want the best, if you want, I do have some times in the morning, so if you tell me your schedule, I can help you as well. So what's going on here? It's 50%. Let's look at the temperatures here. How do I make this smaller so people on a smaller screen can see that as well? So the temperature, you see, it's about 80 degrees, and look, the temperature of the CPU has gone up as well, 61. So this one should go. This one should finish. It's not gonna be, the video is not gonna be as high resolution, but because I left the 121, I think it's seconds. But that doesn't make any sense. What is 121? Is that 121 frames? Actually, let me go read that again. I'm confused now. Oh, the length. The length is 121. I don't know if that's, I don't know what that stands for. If it's for frames. Oh yeah, it must be. Oh, it must be frames. So that's, the video is going to be, I guess, 3 seconds or so. Yeah, so the video will be, okay, sure. Okay, I'm gonna reply to Apex here. Hello, Apex. All right, so where are we here? What percent are we now? It says it's 55% and then 70% here. So it's going to be a 3-second video. So it's going to be one of my. So this is 70%. Okay, so it's still going to go for a while, and you can see the temperature is right there, 80, about 80. Probably go to 81. But because it's cool today in here, so I'm guessing it's going to stay about 80 degrees, which is fine. Now this temperature 61, I know why it's 61. That's most likely because when I started this, before I increased the RPMs of the fan, I could feel the heat coming out of the workstation. So one of my goals I want to do in the future is I want this. I want to build, maybe get more of this type of cards, put them outside, especially in winter, and just run a bunch of AI stuff. So that should be fun because the Canadian winters here, it will be cool enough that I probably won't need. I mean, I'll still have some cooling, maybe some fans or something, because obviously the other computer parts need power and they need to be heated up. So that will be fun. All right, so this is going well. Hopefully the video quality will be better. Usually I only do a few seconds, or a few frames, but this time I left the default 121 frames, so that should be at least a 3-second video. I don't know what 120 stands for. I believe it's frames. But the weird thing is I've put 102 and the video is usually I don't know. Yeah, so I'll find that out. So hopefully this finishes. Oh, I'm kind of worried about this temperature for the CPU going up. What is the CPU? Let me check the sensor for this. Is this? I don't know. Oh, CPU fan is running at 1900 RPM. Interesting. Oh, I have a funny story to tell you guys. So yesterday I was an upcoming tutorial. I was testing it. It failed. But what happened is it used NPM and it had 4 or 5 of them. I guess there were zombie ones. And then the fan, the CPU fan, was on for over an hour and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then it was only when I killed those processes that the fan went down. So I don't know if it's an AMD thing, because that stuff never happened when I was running on Intel. I don't know if it's an AMD thing where they're not optimized for some, or maybe the websites or some processes are only optimized for Intel. So that was super weird. So that's the second time weird things like that have happened. Oh, it was running some Rust. I think it was running some Rust, some Rust processes, but I guess they're not optimized, I said, for AMD. Alright, so this is 95%. Let's go and check out what it actually looks like here. What does this one say? 0. So it finished here. We just have to wait for this guy where it says 55% to finish. So I'm guessing this is the second pass. This was the first pass. Alright, so let's go back here. You see it says it's completed loading and set to true. This is the same thing I had when I did the 1280, but then it didn't generate the video, so hopefully this one generates the video. And we can check the GPU temperature is still high, so I'm guessing it's still using the GPU, or it's not. Did I mess? Unless I messed something up, which I hope I didn't. Yeah, because the GPU stayed up like yesterday, so I don't know if I must have messed something up. Or is it waiting to go to the second round? I'm not sure here. Yeah, see the GPU, this is the dedicated GPU, the temperature is still high. It's actually, it keeps on going up. It says it's completed, but here, oh, it is completed. Yeah, it is completed. Okay, it did actually generate the video. Okay, so the video is here. But then why? Okay, the temperature is finally going down, I think. Yeah, there we go. The temperature is finally going down. What does it say on the command line? Prompt executed. Ah, okay. So it took 12 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay. All right. So this, I guess I was a little bit impatient when I ran this last time. Okay. So I'm going to wait for the temperature here to go down, then I'll drop this a little bit more. Okay, so so what you do is you go in your you can play the video there, but if you look for, I believe it's output, the output here, you see what ComfyUI does. It puts them, for example, when I generate the 3D stuff and then the video, you see the video here, it generated the video. So I believe this is the video generated, the latest one. I'll show you all of these ones. I'm actually curious to see how long this video is. It's 6 seconds. That doesn't make any sense. 120, oh, I put 20. That doesn't make any sense. So the 121, what does that stand for? I thought that stands for iframes. That is weird. Because 6 times 20, oh, sorry. I just had a brain fart. I apologize. Yeah, that makes sense. 6 times 20. So it is frames. It is a frame. So 121, obviously that's 120 frames divided by 20. It will give it what do you call it? 6 seconds. So that makes sense. Okay, so this guy is clear enough. I'm going to drop this down to 2 because this is beginning to annoy me. 2, and then hit here. There we go, nice and quiet. All right, so these are videos I generated before. So let's check this one out first. So this one, you see, this was 0 seconds. It's 512 by 512. This was 24 frames per second, and you can tell, yeah, you can't even see anything there. It's terrible quality. So then I generated another one, and this one is 512 by 512. This is 1 second, a little bit better, but it's still, you know, you could see the quality wasn't good, but at least you could tell it was a human and the jitter was there. And then this one, number 3, I generated this one. I created 1 second, 24 frames per second. Right. Okay, better. Okay, you could actually see the subway platform. And then this one, number 4, it's 1 second. Oh, I was trying to increase the resolution, thinking it would be better. So this one also made it 1 second because I didn't want to wait too long. And that is actually not bad. You can tell. How do I stop this? Is it pause? There we go. So here you can clearly see the subway platform, and although I think it made a mistake in that is this the subway? It was supposed to look like a subway. I think the people are facing the wrong way, but yeah. So that's the person is playing. Looks like, but I'm saying it's still kind of it doesn't look too human. Oh, I made it wide. That's why I made it wide. So this is a wide angle. That's always different. It's a wide angle. But did it say 512 by 512? That shouldn't. Oh no, it didn't say it. It was 896 by 512. I made it 1 second, and this is the one we did today. This is 512 by 512, as you guys saw earlier, and it's 6 seconds. So this is the one we just created today. And I also dropped the frame rate FPS down just to see if it will run any faster, and it clearly did. So let's see if this should actually be the better than the previous 4. So let's check it out. Okay, I forgot, how do I move this here? Okay, so see, that's the problem, is that I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I don't know, maybe because I'm recording the video, I'm using the GPU there as well. I'm kind of surprised. I thought that would be better because it's 6 seconds. I think I need to tweak this a little bit more to get it to kind of looks human, but it's not what do you call it, I mean, it is clearly a human, but it's kind of what do you call it, not just washed out, but it's kind of like, it looks like it's drawn, you know, like painted. It doesn't look like pictures. So anyway, so that's it. So I'm going to continue this tonight. So tonight will be another tutorial on ComfyUI. If you guys want to join me, it's going to be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and I'll explain to you how, give you an update on the system, which I've already done to you today. So hope you guys do enjoy that. So maybe I can also install another model instead of this one. So I'll show you. So how I found this model. What I did is I went here. You see, you go to, I think it was model libraries. No, not model libraries. I went to workflows. No, like templates. I went to templates. You see templates, and I went down and I chose. Let's keep on going down, 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 and I chose. Where is it? Did I click video? Wow. Seems Quen. Okay, alright, Quen. Well, it looks like there's a bunch of new models as well. So this 14B, I'm wondering if I can actually use that one as well. I'm sure that would take a while to load. There's this one, audio driven. I don't have audio there, so I just picked a small. Oh yeah, this is the one I chose. Yeah, this one here. So you see this This one is really good. It's six, I believe this is, yeah, this is 6 seconds as well. So this is what I'm trying to achieve. Even though it's low resolution, you see it's clear and everything. This is clearly an animation, but I'm saying this is the type of thing. I don't know why it doesn't just generate images and then slap them together. I guess it's the resolution. I think I might have to bump up the resolution, but I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but we'll see. So yeah, so this is what it's supposed to basically look like, but yeah, I don't, maybe I need to, if you guys know, let me know. Before I move to another one like the 14B or something, I really like to put this one to the text. Another thing I want to do is, for example, if I take a picture of myself, I can several pictures of myself, for example, going like this, like this, like this. I also want it to say, tell it like, take these pictures and combine them into obviously a person who is clapping his hands or something like for example, if I take a picture like this, like this, like this, then I want it to be, I want it to generate stuff. That's the type of stuff I want to do, just fun stuff. All right, so that's ComfyUI. And this, it's hard to see without, there we go. So yeah, if you guys know what are better, or if tell me what I'm doing wrong here, or maybe it's probably the notes, let me know. I don't mind what do you call it, I don't mind tweaking the settings to get something better. I just left everything as default because that usually works for me. All right, so that's the end of the ComfyUI for now. I will create another one, I said, at 8:30 p.m. Tonight, so be sure to join me. All right, so let's finish this up. So ComfyUI is done here, and you can see the temperature is back to normal, so I'm going to close this. Let's finish up the tutorial. So you see I have the screenshots here, and the videos are all generated today. And all right, so this is the screencast. I'm live. UI is done here, and you can see that. Yeah, so just to prove that this is a live stream. And so what I did here is the first video was 0 seconds. I don't know how I did that one. So all those are the videos. So this one which I attempted, this 1 second 1280, took a very long time and seems to be stuck. It looks like I was impatient. Maybe if I waited maybe another 5 minutes, it would have finished and I would have had a 1280 video. Sure. But I sitting in front of a computer over 1 hour with the the GPU shroud at running at 50% is not my fun day. Now some of you might say, hey, why don't you leave it running, go outside and do something else? So I don't know, because if something breaks, I'm not here, right? Like for example, it could overheat, burn the house down too, so I don't want that. All right, so let's finish up. If you're new to Python or want to deepen your understanding, I have some resources for you. I have a book called Learning Python. It's available on Amazon. It's designed for beginners and will guide you step by step through the basics of Python programming. I have an online course available on jumboshop.com. It offers comprehensive curriculum that covers the essentials of Python concepts and practical applications. Also related to that one, you see on the YouTube, I created a course where I took everything I took from the course and the book last year 2024, and I showed you guys, as you can see right here. Where was it again? Oh man, this thing is so hard to, I guess there's a back button here. Yeah, so you go to courses, you can see I have Learning Python 2024 course. So I took some of the concepts from the Learning Python book and course, which I all created last year. I also offer one-on-one Python tutorials. If you need personalized guidance, I offer one-on-one online Python tutorials. Learn at your own pace. You can contact me on jumbo.com/contact to schedule a session. And also, if you need help with Wan 2.2 TI2V 5B installation, as you saw, I can install it for you guys. And if you need to migrate it maybe to a remote server or another workstation, I can do that as well. I can also walk you through the process. You can get in touch with me at jumboservices.com/contact. So in conclusion, Wan 2.2 TI2V 5B are running in ComfyUI is a powerful, flexible, and open source solution for AI projects with the Apache 2.0 license. If you have the freedom to use, modify, and distribute the model, enabling innovation and collaboration. I hope this guide helps you get up and running quickly with Wan 2.2 TI2V 5B. Alright, so that's the end of the tutorial. I'm gonna quick reminder that I do a live stream every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. You're free to join the live chat. Simply just go to ojambo.com and then go to Watch My Live Summit. You can see topics for this and upcoming tutorials. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. Helps the channel grow and helps other people who are starting out and who maybe just need a little refresher or just interested in this type of topics, find the channel and help it grow organically. And finally, I do have some other recommended resources. For example, as you guys know, I'm in a rural area, so the so-called local internet here and cellular service is not very good, so I use SpaceX Starlink residential service. So if you do use my referral link, I will get 1 month free, and you guys will also get a discount depending on the length will depend on where you are geographically. I also use the SpaceX Starlink on my phone. I use the Wi-Fi calling, so if you don't know what Wi-Fi calling is, I'm able to receive, send obviously text messages, MMS, and receive and make calls as if I'm in a local, more urban area. With that. And this SpaceX Starlink has been fantastic. As you guys know, for most of this year, I've been doing live streaming every day, and I haven't had any issues. The only issues I had was a few times when the GPU temperature, the first one time went up to 512 degrees, so I had to shut it down. I didn't know what was going on, and I later found out that the GPU shroud, I need to control it manually. That's the fastest. You see, it goes really, really fast. So the easiest way is just to control it manually instead of using a script. And then what's the else? Yeah, so that's, another thing as well. This month I've been promoting my novelette. It's called The Algorithmic Serpent. It's a psychological thriller about a scientist who creates an AI, and he begins losing control of his mind. So he has to regain control of not just his mind, but also the AI. So it's available on Amazon. It's available in paperback and ebook format. The ebook version is free if you have Kindle Unlimited. And also I made this novelette, including the ebook version, as affordable as possible. I make literally peanuts. I'm not joking. I think I make like 50 cents every time I sell this. No, I think I make 50 cents from the ebook, and I make probably less than $1. So every time this novelette is sold. So I said I made it as profitable, as affordable as possible. I just wanted to get my name out there. So hopefully you guys like it. If you do, I'll be more interested to make more. Or if you guys have any specific content you want me to make, let me know. So for example, one of the reasons I do the PHP stuff is because one of the subscribers, she was learning PHP, and she requested if I could keep the PHP tutorials. I said sure. I told her I'll make something at least once a week, and I usually do that as well. And clearly Alex here also wants to learn some PHP stuff, so yeah, there'll be PHP stuff. At least once a week I'll do something related to PHP. And what I'll do as well is, I said I tried really yesterday to find all the PHP stuff, but I wasn't able to find it. So from last year. So it looks like I might have to start up a new one to create a specific course. And I think I need to update that stuff as well. So I will do that. So just stay tuned, or you can just search. I already have the playlists list on YouTube. They're already there, so you can find it that way. All right. So I'm going to end this live stream. And I'll see you guys tonight at 8:30 p.m. and tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. all times Eastern. Bye now. Have a great day.